when the panel started, we were invited not as an accused, but to enable the panel, to help the panel to get some facts. And at that point, after the first day or so of our visit there, we made a tour of the toll gate. And we all believed that maybe there could be one or two things that may be of importance to the panel by way of carrying out a forensic audit on the situation, on the scene. And then we all agreed that pending when this forensic audit will be done, we will not go there to do anything. Because going there for us would mean clearing some burnt items, removing certain things, calling in our insurance people to do some evaluations, bringing in our engineers to carry out certain things on that particular scene. So we all agree that it's okay. We will wait for the forensic audit to be done. There was not a time when we were given a preventive order, an order saying LCC cannot resume operation. We were just agreed to work together in the interest of peace to allow certain facts, which some people think in their own argument may be there, and that we did. So we were not surprised that as soon as the forensic audit was concluded and the reports got to the panel, we were allowed to go back. And that is what we attempted to do as soon as we left the panel. Let me also point out here that at no time, and I know that some of you will know, at no time between that October 20th or 21, whichever date you choose to pick, at no time was that particular toll gate was completely shut down. You will notice that vehicles were passing, going to and fro the toll gate. So the argument here is, if really there is something that would be prejudicial, that we need to close the place down, vehicular movement as well should have been stopped from moving around. So we thought that this is the situations and the report has been submitted, and then that we needed to go back. Why do we need to go back? Because we have seen some of these reports on the social media. We have said this consistently, that our going back into operations will take some time. The asset of Lekki Concession Company before it got born was comprehensively insured. And we had notified our insurance companies of the incident. And they, just like in their best practice, they needed to come themselves to see things for their purpose of making payment. So this has to be done. If we don't do it, or if we don't allow them to do it, professionally speaking, it will sound somehow, because they will have no basis upon which they will be making their claim payment. Secondly, why we needed to go back. The assessment of the things that were burnt will require a team of engineers from both the company, LCC, and those working with us. Let me also say here that I'm sure you're all aware that what we operate is electronic tolling system that requires a lot of equipment to be brought together. So we need to do this proper and critical assessment, and it takes some time. It is when we have fully understood from assessment of what has happened, that is when we can then say, this is our strategy of rebuilding, this is our strategy of restoring, and this takes some time. We're going to do civil works because the fire burn down the whole of the offices. We're going to do some electrical cabling and so on and so forth. It's not something that will happen within a month. I'm not sure it will happen within 3 months because of the extent of what was damaged. This is the preparatory work we needed to do. And that is why we are saying we must go back. Otherwise, we will continue to prolong our situations. Don't forget that, or recall that we also have some staffs that we have asked to stay at home since October. And they are asking questions. Are we going to still have a job? Over 500 of them, 90% of them are youths. And we've been giving them this assurance that we are only assisting the panel. And we are so sure that this issue is not SEC issue. It is about something else, and that we will get back. And that is why, as a company, we work together. We did all we could to give the panel the information required. Also, this is a road that was built some years ago with the intention, with the plan, with the strategy of giving everyone, in Lagos a pleasurable experience. And this testimony has been all over the place. For those people who initially were the shareholders of this company, they came together, borrowed money from the bank. This money, as at 2011, we had a balance of about 24 billion in naira, around 2011, owed to local banks. And then we have about 49 million in dollar that was borrowed from an international development bank as of 2011. Through the operations of the road, progressively payment has been made. And as of 2020, what was 23 or 24 billion in local has been reduced to 11.5 billion in naira. And we still have the foreign one, about 31 million in dollar. So when we read things on the social media where people say, what do they do with the money? The money they borrowed, they will have paid back. The SEC is just a cash cow. We keep wondering, either they are saying this out of ignorance or deliberately they want to misinform the public. It's on record. The company borrowed money, and we keep mentioning areas where people can verify. They are local banks, they are Nigerian banks. They have names, they have records, they are being audited, they are being controlled or regulated by Central Bank of Nigeria. These are things that we can verify. Journalists can go out there to verify them. These loans are still outstanding. There's no way a company can lie that I am owing when you are not owing. You can simply go to the banks. Is it true that LCC is owing? The records will show. And when the issue of COVID-19 came and everybody had to stay at home, we were also badly affected just like any other person. And so we approached the bank because they also could see. We told them that we are here. As a company, we will not do anything that will bring the name of the borrowing public into disrepute. Because when you owe a bank and you don't pay, what happens is that they throw your name into the credit bureau. They blacklist you. And because we are also affiliated to Lagos State one way or the other, the image of the state too will be in trouble. Those people that want to come and do investment in Lagos too will probably not be very enthusiastic. People will be a bit cautious to say, look, we don't know what will happen. So we owe it a duty both to the regulator and to the investing public to maintain a good record. So we met the banks and we told them our plan to continue making repayment from the outstanding loan as soon as COVID will be out of place. And this we've been doing, and they're happy with us until October 20th, when this issue of EndSars came. And of course, because they are our partners, we have to go back to them to explain the situation. Well, part of what we need to give to them is what we have not been able to do. They require us to bring an assessment, the extent of damage we have not been able to do. But what we have asked them to do for us, they have said we will do. What is that? We have asked them that in view of the fact that we will not be able to carry on business for now, can you please postpone, push back repayment for us, which they have graciously granted. But incredibly, there's something we call condition precedent. That is, I will do this if you too do this. They are saying, bring a formal report to us. We need to bring this formal report to them. If we don't go back to do this assessment, it will be extremely impossible to do the report. Also, we believe, and we are convinced about it, that there's nowhere in the world where an event happens at a particular location and you close it down forever. And we have examples even in the US of recent. Capitol Hill was attacked, and a few days after, business happened. Business continued to go on. If location was not the problem initially, SEC was not part of what is being fought for or fought against. We wonder why location will now be a problem. That's why we believe that this is going on the background of some misinformation by mischief maker. But let me also say this. Even as we speak, we still have a lot of movement around the axis. We still have a lot of expansions of road going on, construction going on. If you look at some of the overhead bridges around between 1004 and Ajah, we keep increasing the number of overhead bridges just to ensure safety. In addition to that, you can see that what used to be Lekki Phase 1 roundabout has been converted to intersection. What used to be Marwa roundabout, which is if you are going from toll gate to Lekki or to Ajah, as the case may be, that's the second roundabout, we call it Marwa roundabout, has been converted to intersection through the interventions of Lagos State. What is the plan? The plan is to help improve free movement of vehicles. Every day we keep thinking of what to do to ensure that Lagosians have a pleasurable experience. If we don't go back, some of these things will not happen. A lot of people who are clamoring for good life today, they want good life, they can refer to what is happening in Europe, in North America, and all that. And this is what we try to bring here. Lekki Concession Company is the first of its kind in infrastructure management, not only in Nigeria, but in West Africa. It's about 49.7 kilometers of roads. You won't get that anywhere in West Africa here. Now, if we allow this to go into whatever that we're thinking, how do we move forward? That's why we believe that we need to go back. We have also heard that we don't do anything. Lekki Concession Company, we just stay at the toll gate and we collect money. For those people who live in the axis, we have a log of testimonies from people on a daily basis. Just this morning, we have some accident on the road and we're there to clear it. We have some people who are hit and run, a victim, we're there to clear it. Sometimes we get there first. People who have their vehicle in distress, maybe for one reason or the other, we attend to them. We don't charge a dime. We don't collect money. People who, it's only on the road that you will never see or hear people having security issue. It will never happen on that road. Unlike what you see in some other part of the country where people are going, we have people that block the road and they are doing all sorts of things. It would never happen. Why? We have our security team patrolling the road 24/7. We don't go to sleep. We have some of our men who are working on the road. We do shifts. Even at night, we walk. These are the things we bring into the development space. And we know, we believe that this is a good step in the right direction.